Good day, learners. Today's episode is all about modes of reproduction of non-flowering plants. Why is it important to know the modes of reproduction of non-flowering plants? Do you have any idea? We go further. Let's have a short activity entitled Word Hunt. All you have to do is to hunt words that related to plant reproduction. I'll give you a minute to look for the words. And every word that you search or hunt, we will give some information from these words. Let's start. First word. We have bisexual. These are flowers that contain both male and female reproductive parts. Bisexual flowers. Pistil. Pistil is the female part of a flower. You're right. Next word, pollination. So what's pollination? Pollination is the transfer of male gametes from stamen of a flower to the stigma of the same or other flower. That is called pollination. Next, we have angiosperms. Angiosperms are called flowering plants. Next, we have unisexual. If it's a unisexual, these are flowers that possess either male or female reproductive parts. And last one are seeds. So what are seeds? Seeds are, if the plants have seeds, these are flowering plants. So, and maybe or most of the flowers have seeds, or most of the flowering plants have seeds. So these are some of the important words about plant reproduction. Have you seen these plants? Do they have flowers? Can you name them? Very good. These are some flowers, or what we are called non-flowering plants. And today we will learn about the reproduction of non-flowering plants. I will show you video in each activity, and then you can follow the steps and answer the following questions. For the first activity entitled My Sweet Potato. For this activity, describe how sweet potato or kamote plants reproduce or grow. Materials: sweet potato with an eye, a glass, scissors, and water. Procedure: follow the steps on the video and observe what happens in the potato after 3 days. Discuss the result of the experiment.
In this video, it will show you how to grow sweet potato plants.
video, let's answer these questions. After a couple of days, do you see some roots starting to grow from the plant? If you plant this stem, what will happen? How does sweet potato reproduce? Any idea based on the video? You're right. A sweet potato reproduces from slips. If we say slips, these are shoots that are grown from a mature sweet potato. For activity 2, entitled My Lovely Bulb. Objective, describe how onion grow or reproduce. Materials, an onion with roots, a glass, soil and water. Procedure, just follow the steps on the video. Observe what happens in the onion after 3 days and discuss the result of the experiment. Based on the video, what appears in the onion after a few days? If you plant this onion in good soil, what will happen? And how does an onion grow? An onion grows from a bulb. For activity 3, Cat Me Like You Do. Objective, describe how does San Francisco grow. Materials, cut stem of San Francisco, soil and pot. Procedure, follow the steps on the video that I will show you and observe what happens in a San Francisco plant after 3 weeks. Discuss the result of the experiment. the video, what appears in the San Francisco after 3 weeks and after 2 months? If you plant the stem of San Francisco in good soil, what will happen? And how does San Francisco reproduce? San Francisco plant reproduces through stem cutting. For the next activity, entitled My Green Green Grass of Home, describe how does a grass reproduce? Materials: uprooted grass, container, and organic fertilizer. Procedures: just follow the steps on the video and observe what happens in grass after 24 days. And lastly, discuss the result of the experiment.
Hello friends, in this video we will learn how to grow green grass or grass lawn for free of cost. Find a green lawn of grass and with the help of a small trowel or any other gardening tool, remove a small patch of grass. Make sure to dislodge the roots from the soil carefully without breaking them. For the potting mix, take 70% normal garden soil and 30% organic compost. In this tutorial, I will grow grass in a container, and in the same way you all can grow grass in the ground as well. Soil preparation is the most important part of healthy lawn growth. Soil that is loose, able to hold moisture well, and rich in nutrients is perfect for healthy grass growth. Now take out some small grass strips from the patch with the roots intact. Place them on the soil surface and gently press them against the soil. This will help to connect the roots of the new grass with the soil. After planting all these strips, sprinkle some potting mix on the grass strips to cover the roots properly. After planting, give your grass a good watering. Make sure it gets direct sunlight. Grass needs 5 to 6 hours of direct sunlight daily for healthy and green growth. Keep the soil little moist at all times for rapid and constant growth. After every 15 to 18 days, add organic compost.
Based on the video, what happened in the grass after 24 days? What will happen if you plant it on your garden with good soil and fertilizer? And how does a grass plant reproduce? A grass plant reproduces through a long slender stem. For last activity entitled I Wonder How. Objective: describe how katakataka and welcome plant reproduce. Materials: matured leaves of katakataka and welcome plant. Procedures: plant the matured leaves of katakataka and welcome plant in a transparent glass with soil or follow the steps on the video. Observe what happens in a katakataka and welcome plant after a couple of weeks and discuss the result of the experiment. Based on the video, after a couple of weeks, do you see some roots starting to grow from the edge of the leaf? What will happen if you plant them on your garden? And how do katakataka and welcome plant reproduce? Katakataka and welcome plants reproduce through a leaf cutting. What parts of the plant did you use in your experimental setups? Will those non-flowering plants be able to reproduce another of their kind? Remember, asexual reproduction is producing plants with no sex cells or gametes involved. Non-flowering plants do not have flowers, so they do not reproduce seeds. New plants can produce asexually through the following kinds of plants and examples. Rhizomes, creeping underground stems, example, ginger. Next, tuber, enlarged root, example, kamote, ube, potato, and gabi. Next is bulb, enlarged leaves, example, onion. Another kind, runners, long, slender stems, examples, grass and strawberries. Another one is suckers, underground shoots, example, banana. Leaf cutting, example, katakataka and welcome plant. And for the last, stem cutting, San Francisco, santan, and etc. Now you know the different modes of reproduction of non-flowering plants. For your last activity, let's have spin it. Spin the wheel and identify how the following plants reproduce. Let's start. First plant, rose. How rose reproduce or what kind of flowering plants? Non-flowering plants rather. Rose reproduces through stem cutting. Next, we have katakataka through leaf cutting. Third plant, onion. Bulb. Next, gabi. Tuber. Let's try again. Grass. Under runners. Banana. How banana reproduces? Through shoots, okay, or suckers. Banana is an example of suckers. And the last one is ginger. Ginger is an example of rhizomes. Very good. Remember, learning is one big adventure. Thank you for watching.